Hearing none, Senator McKenzie is recognized to close debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll be brief because I think most of us have made up our mind. But I just want to point out a couple things. Those who have asked us to listen to our police on this, I think we should, and we should listen to the line officers who enforce our laws, and the Fraternal Order of Police was strongly in favor of it. Their membership is mostly of the line officers, and as my friends members of that have pointed out, these regulations don't prevent guns on campuses. They just prevent the law-abiding citizens from carrying on campus. And when you talk about safety, the current policy of our universities is we will restrict your constitutional right to carry, but we will protect you. But at the same time, we've heard debate that we don't train our staff to handle violent situations. So they're saying, we'll take care of you, but we don't train our staff to handle those situations. And I would say if we don't pass this, the fiscal note should be significant, because when the government takes a duty to defend, takes on the duty to protect you and takes away to protect yourself, it has a duty to do that in some measure, which they don't do now, according to what we've heard this morning. I would say campuses are generally safe. When you look at what the FBI calls active shooter situations, they are rare. Of those that we've had that the FBI has recorded over the last few years, 104 incidences, 14 ended when the victims subdued the killer, 3 ended when victims shot the killer. Those include the Appalachian Law School in 2002, Clackamas Mall in 2012, and then the quote that they found no recorded incident in which a victim or spectator of violent crime on a campus has prevented a crime by brandishing a weapon. That's not consistent with what happened on the Appalachian Law School, the university in 2002. And just in the last 3 weeks, a student on a Florida campus was attacked, had a gun in his vehicle, fought off the attackers using it. The university, which was the Eastern Florida State College, officially changed its campus gun policy because of that, in order to allow him to allow students to be able to protect themselves. We've seen this on other states that have had this either by the legislature or by the courts, saying that your universities are violating fundamental constitutional rights that have put some campus carry in place. It has not increased violence. But I have heard from students and professors who have told me that they feel much safer now that they have a right to protect themselves in a limited degree. And I've heard some debate that says this bill, the real issue here is safety and not rights, and not constitutional rights. I think it does enhance safety, but more fundamental than that is this issue where we have individual liberty on one hand and the government on the other hand. And the government says, we will take away or limit your liberty, but we will protect you. And, Mr. President, I'd like to read a quote by former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Brandeis in the opinion. It was a 1924 opinion, Olmstead versus United States.
Having identified the source, Senator may read.
It says, experience should teach us to be most on our guard to protect liberty when the government's purposes are beneficent. Men born to freedom are naturally alert to repel invasion of their liberty by evil-minded rulers. The greatest danger to liberty lurks in insidious encroachment by men of zeal, well-meaning, but without understanding. Our duty is not to government entities at any level. It's a duty to our citizens, and this bill promotes in a small way their fundamental liberty rights. I'd urge you to vote for it. Thank you. The debate's closed.
Debate being closed, the question is, shall Senate Bill 1254 pass the Senate? Secretary will call the roll.
Baer. Aye. Bayer. Aye. Bach.
Mr. President, may I have 60 seconds to explain my vote?
Senator has 60 seconds to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President, fellow senators. I have received countless emails in opposition to this bill, and by countless, I mean I stopped counting at 200, and I received only 2 votes in favor of the bill, or two emails in favor of the bill. My duty to my constituents is clear, and for you, my constituents, this vote is for you. I vote no.
Senator Bach votes nay.
Brackett. Aye. Cameron. Davis. Getty.
Mr. President,
Senator Getty.
60 seconds, and I'd like to quote a constituent.
Senator has 1 minute and permission to read.
Thank you, Mr. President. Fellow senators, I'm really conflicted with this. I'm in favor of local control, but I also respect the Second Amendment. I would point out that the U.S. Supreme Court has already limited Second Amendment rights in some instances. I don't think what we've done here is inconsistent with that. 2 weeks ago, there was an NIC student, North Idaho College student, that was arrested on campus with a pistol. He was despondent. He had purchased 70 hollow point rounds. We were just lucky that we didn't have a problem. And now I'd like to read this quote. You have a great responsibility, a responsibility to decide whether the right of a person trumps their responsibility. A right to carry a firearm versus a responsibility to do so in an appropriate manner and place. A responsibility to decide if local authority to make policy decisions on who decides who carries and who doesn't, or whether you want that decision to be supplanted by the Idaho legislature. I vote no.
Senator Getty votes nay.
Guthrie. Aye. Hagedorn. Aye. Hyder. Aye. Hill. Aye. Johnson 6. Johnson 22. Aye. Keogh. No. Lacey. No. Lakey. Aye. Lodge. Martin. Aye. McKenzie. Aye. Nonini. Aye. Nuxel. Aye. Patrick. Aye. Pierce. Aye. Rice. Aye. Schmidt. No. Sidaway. Aye. Stennett. No. Thane. Aye. Tippett. Aye. Vick. Aye. Ward Engelking.
Mr. President, to explain my vote.
Senator has 60 seconds.
Thank you. I come from a family of gun owners, and I certainly support the Second Amendment right, but to me, this strips our college presidents of their ability to pass rules and make rules that keep our children and our grandchildren safe. So I'll be voting no.
Senator Ward Engelking votes nay.
Work. No. Winder. Cameron. There's also a pair vote. Senator Mortimer voting aye, Senator Buckner-Webb voting nay.
Roll call shows 25 aye, 10 nay, a majority having voted in the affirmative. Senate Bill 1254 has passed the Senate. Is there correction in the title? Hearing none, title is approved, and Senate Bill 1254 will be transmitted to the House of Representatives.